everybody? Today is a great day and we're glad to have you here. Thanks so much for being here. Firstly, let me shout out some of our members. We have Banana Anna, we got Papa Chuck, Farlap Moves. I know I saw D. Johns in there earlier. We have Heather Holt, Paul Wright, LVA, Las Vegas Audits, and I solemnly swear. Welcome, members. Guys, this one is great. So as you know, I've been diving into these town halls lately, and with me has been a multitude of people. Today's video accompanying me is Banana Anna. And what I found in these town halls that they are rife with corruption. But the stuff that we actually uncover, like, you know, people say, oh, auditors, the stuff that we actually uncover as journalists is enough to blow your mind. Thank you, YouTube Turns, the $5 super sticker. I would like to say that if anyone would like to super chat or donate, the links are pinned to the top of the chat. Of course, we appreciate it. Right now, we're moving forward civilly against the town of Johnston, Rhode Island, because that dirty mayor that was dressed up like a nurse, present at the elections, ordering his city clerk to not give us the records that we were legally able to get because he was upset with our filming. We're able to get all this good stuff because of folks like you helping us get that. Without further ado, about a month ago, we're in Stockton, California. Jeremy Yan, thank you so much. We're in Stockton, California, and we're doing a story and a First Amendment audit because the city of Stockton, California is spending $75 million on a new city hall. Shout out to Farlap Moves for gifting 5 memberships. If you're not a member, by the way, you should join. We just did a giveaway for a $100 gift card. We have a Facebook chat. It's really great. Welcome to the Smoking Auditor. Anthony M., who deserves ones for a long time. Monkey Bones, welcome, Chop. This video is great. So we go in the city hall, and we are immediately confronted by what I can only describe as the most ghetto city security I've ever met. And some people take that the wrong way. They're like, oh, he said ghetto. Is that like a race thing? No, like ghetto is not specific to race. Ghetto is like, is that really a representation of the public? So this video is from Banana Anna. I put up one as well. We're going to feature hers today, and then I'm going to show you guys the records request. Uh-oh, not good stuff. Not good stuff at all. And while we're here, we always talk poorly about policing for the most part. Andre, thank you so much, Andre Cordo. We always talk negatively about policing, but some cops are very brave. Some cops are very smart. So in a Heather Holt exclusive, I want to show you an example. Before we show them not doing such a great job, I'd love to show you an example of the police being brave, being super, super smart, and being in a position that they've earned because of how smart they are. So let's watch this video of this police officer being super smart and super brave.
Spray the lights on real quick. There you go. Hands on here. Yeah, there you go. See it shaking. It kind of makes me nervous.
It's cold outside.
Yeah, it's cold?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay. What's this right here?
That's my penis.
That's your penis. All right. Sorry about that.
You all right?
Yes, all right. Sorry about that.
You all right? That's my penis.
That's your penis. All right.
That's my penis.
That's your penis. Here.
That's my penis.
That's your. Okay. What's this right here?
That's my penis.
That's. Okay. What's this right here?
That's my penis.
That's your penis. All right.
Well, another officer cracked the case. Yes, indeed, sir. That is his penis. You imagine this cop being like, oh, this guy's packing some heat. What do you got there, a 9? No, I just told you it's cold out. It's more of like a 6.5. I can't even deal. Let's dive right into Banana Anna's video. And everyone, please stick around because I need to show you the update with the records request. So let's watch an intro. This is Stockton City Hall. And the security company, SECURITAS, that is contracted, is trying to cover this whole issue up. I want to take a poll and see if you guys can guess exactly what you're spending for this security. But let's first watch a brief preview of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to Banana Anna, I suggest you do so because she is my partner in crime. Welcome, John Lowe. John Lowe, yeah, let me put that up there. And there was another super chat that I missed. I do apologize. I will get that at the end. So if you're not subscribed to Banana Anna already, please make sure you do so. handled like a pro. She's with me all the time. That's Mrs. AFA. Let's take a look at what she uncovered here, and then we'll go into what the city's doing to cover this up, specifically the security and how much money they're spending on it. It will blow your mind.
Will you move?
Do you have a badge?
I'm working. Get out my face. I'm not going to tell you again. Get out my face.
Or what are you going to do about it? You're not going to tell me again. That's absolutely out of control. Are you wearing a badge? Excuse you. You're walking towards me. That's crazy. Hey, how's it going? That's a cam back. Great job.
Oh yeah, don't delete that.
No.
Get that footage.
If you delete that, that's actually illegal. We will get that footage. Thank you so much. I figured. I was waiting for him to go. Okay, you don't need to like talk to me like I'm a child. I got it.
You don't need to talk to me like I'm a child.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Okay, so if you want to go through,
I understood you the first time when you told him. You don't need to give me an attitude.
I'm not a kid, lady. Go ahead.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
I don't understand why you need to talk to
Either
me
you're gonna
like
put
that.
your stuff in
And I
here.
will. I
Okay.
have not crossed the threshold, so
Okay,
you don't
well,
need to
do
talk
what
to me
you gotta
like
do.
that.
I can care less
I
who
heard
y'all
you
are.
when you spoke to
I
him.
can care less
You
who
don't need
y'all
to tell
are.
me the same thing.
Okay.
That's really
So
excessive.
do it.
You're not doing your job by
I'm doing my
talking to
job
me
by
the way that
telling you
you
to put
talk
your
to
things in
me.
here and go ahead and go through it.
I can't believe you work for the city. Excuse you. I'm not done.
Lady, you better move.
You better move. I'm not
Or
done.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But we're just conducting business throughout the city hall. They got crazy on us, said they were calling the police, and that was pretty much it.
But yeah, we're gonna be, we don't have any issues. We're not here for any malicious harm or
No.
anything like that. We just have some paperwork.
They might be
filed.
though. Is that a policy or is that law? Do you know?
just can't because there's a safe there. People use their credit cards.
Listen, we were just here. The police already explained to you guys that we have business to conduct.
Yep.
We're acting within the protection of the First Amendment. We're not.
Tell me if it's law.
You cannot-
State the law.
It's posted right there.
That's
You
a
cannot come
policy.
in and
That's a
record.
policy.
I've been
not
told,
law.
I've been
I can't
told,
even see what you're talking about. What are you
the
looking at?
yellow board. Do you know what the yellow, are you colorblind?
What does it say?
Excuse you?
Watch your mouth.
You're, no.
Watch
So
your
what do I have to
mouth.
watch my mouth?
Because you work for the
I
city.
don't have to watch my mouth.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a little closer. I need to be able to read
You
that.
can't come in recording.
I need to be able to read that, sir, and I cannot read it from here. Sure, go ahead.
I don't see anything you're talking about. What does that say?
A new and easier way to view and pay your bill. Introducing new electronic billing and payment services from the city of Stockton. Please see one of our customer service representatives to find out more. So you're just pointing at a poster saying that that's a law. Excuse me, sir. He's not colorblind though. You realize that, right? So you're just insulting the colorblind, which is not him.
But we have to wait anyways, because she called the police again.
Stockton City Hall with accountability for all.
So that is just the opener to this, guys, and it gets way worse. So, for example, what they're telling you when you walk into the city hall is that you can't film. And you can't film because of a sign that's on the wall. And we're like, yeah, well, what's the sign say? So we go and investigate the sign, and it says that they offer new bill pay services. So this guy's a friggin' moron. And then they redirect us to another sign that cites a city penal code. Interestingly enough, this city penal code refers to wiretap. So, for example, in states that's one or two party where you need both people's consent to record conversations, that's what the city code, that's what the penal code that they're referring to. Has nothing to do with the First Amendment or our rights to exhibit the First Amendment. Secondly, this city hall right here, okay? It's in wonderful shape. It's enormous. It's beautiful. They decided that they needed to spend thanks so much, Wolvie. They needed to spend $75 million on a new city hall. A new city hall. So, folks, what I would like to ask you is this, and I'd like everyone to write in the chat. I'd like you to tell me what you think the contract is with Securitas. The city's contract. They hired them, and Securitas provides security at the city hall and the library. I believe they have 1 Securitas personnel at the library, and they have 3 to 5 Securitas personnel at the city hall. I would like you to tell me in the chat right now, what do you think in 1 year after spending $75 million towards a new city hall. These people paid with your tax dollars for these shit employees. John Danicola says 3.5 million. Could that be high? Could that, I mean, that seems high. Papa Chuck says 20 million. What Matt says 17 million, 700,000. Well, folks, I would like to show you what they spend with your tax dollars for that. And I was saying to myself, $75 million in a new city hall, obviously they don't have much money left for any, employees that could do their job and treat people the right way. Well, folks, this is from our expensive records request that for 1 year, they were granted initially $6,145,923. What I would also like to explain to everyone at home is that this was originally drafted and effective in December 20th, 2021 for the next fiscal budget. But something has happened since we've been filming, folks. Since we dared to go in the Stockton City Hall and film their brave Securitas employees, they decided that because of our cameras, they would need an additional $714,592.30 and supplementally an additional $538,203.62. So another $1.5 million out of the taxpayers' pockets for this garbage security. So we go in there with a camera. They're spending $75 million in a new city hall and almost $7 million of your tax money to have these lames being the first point of introduction when you walk into your building. And then after we film, they say, hey, listen, apparently we weren't putting that money to good use. Let's throw another 1.5 in there. And let's look at some of Securitas's duties. But before we do that, we're going to need to go back to the video so you can watch a brief introduction of what happens when we first walk in. Because, a lot of people that are out there watching these videos, they say, oh, you guys are antagonistic, this, that, the other thing, so on, so forth. But watch what happens the moment we walk in, and then we'll look at the rest of the records requests. This is Banana Anna. If you haven't subscribed to Banana Anna yet, I suggest you do. She's been featured on Lackluster twice. Absolutely killing it. Let's take a look.
In California to inspire a nobler civic life, to fulfill justice, to serve the people. This is the Stockton City Hall building. Huge.
Yeah, recording you.
Well, don't record me. I don't know what you're recording me for.
I'm recording you for me and for that.
And for him and me.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're recording. I don't even know you. How can I help you?
I'm just going to have business.
Okay, business license is not over here.
No, I have business here at the City Hall.
Okay, so you need to put your things in your phone, keys,
Okay.
all of that in the bucket.
No problem.
And I asked you nicely not to record me.
No, I appreciate you being nice.
Okay, because I don't know you, like I said.
I don't know you either.
Okay.
I usually don't talk to strangers.
And-
Mom taught me not to.
Can you put your phone in there? You do the same?
I figured. I was waiting for him to go.
Okay, but you
Okay, you don't need to talk to me like I'm a child. I got it.
don't need to talk to me like I'm a child.
I'm not.
Okay, so if you want to go through, go
I
put your phone
understood you
down
the first time
and
when
do
you
what
told
have to
him.
do.
You don't need to give
I'm
me an
not a kid,
attitude.
like- Go on about your business. You get out my face.
Hey, how's it going?
Right.
You asked me to do?
You need to just
I
go do
didn't say I was
yourself.
going to do
I'm not gonna
anything
argue with
That's
you.
crazy. Then
I'm
stop
not gonna argue
talking.
with you.
Then
I don't
stop
have to be
talking.
quiet.
No,
You
don't,
came
but
in
you're
my
arguing with
environment.
me.
You came here in my
I don't
environment.
understand why.
Guys, I want you to hold on to that and savor that flavor for later. This inept security guard from Securitas in Stockton, California, which we will get to later because the budget behind this thing is insane. She said that this is her environment. This low-level piece of dog trash that's part of a company that's literally getting 6 million before we walked in the door to stand there and treat you like shit, that's now getting another 1.5 million after we walked into the door to treat you like more shit, is saying that the city hall is her environment. How dare we, members of the public, walk into her environment? Her environment. You guys are killing it, Securitas.
You're being
You
so
came in my
hostile right now.
environment. I don't care who you talk about. I'm listening to me.
Out of control.
You don't run me.
Out of
You
control.
be quiet. Okay. And I don't care who you talk about. Go on about your business. You get out my face.
Hey, how's it going? That's a cam back. Great job.
Oh yeah, don't delete that.
No.
Get that footage.
If you delete that, that's actually illegal. We'll go get that footage. Thank you so much.
Don't delete that.
Yeah, girl. Crazy stuff.
You can do whatever you
Looking
want.
great today.
You're rude. Pipe down. Pipe down.
It's funny because we weren't even actually recording them, but she goes out of her way to tell them that we're recording them.
Just so you know, official cease and desist notice, do not remove or delete any pictures or photographs you're taking, because I'm going to go fill out a Freedom of Information Act request form right now, and I'm going to get a copy of that. So if you delete it, it's a violation of federal law.
And let's discuss what I just mentioned right there. Let me tell you something, folks. Any public employee in any public capacity, whether they're paid by the public or whether they're secured third party like Securitas, that way, that's public domain. She's now created a public record. It has no bearing that she gets some crazy salary from Securitas. You know, like, that's public property. And we went through this with Joe, and now Joe over in Johnston, Rhode Island is going to court, and he's all caught up and he's looking stupid. And I've reached out, as far as Joe's concerned, to the state representative's office, the senator's office, the congressman's office, and the governor's office. Once they create public record, that belongs to you. And if she's not educated enough to know that, I'll tell you one thing. Excuses can be made. But when the people are forking over $75 million and then $6 million for this trash, and then just because we walked in there with a camera, another 1.5. This is bad news bears. Let's watch a little bit more. And while we're actually here, what I would like to let everyone know is the office that these folks come from is right here. This is the Securitas Security Services in Stockton, California at 3115 West March Lane. And you can leave a review should you like. Many people have left a review since Banana Anna's video. You should subscribe to her. Watched your video on Banana Anna and accountability for all. Your staff is completely unprofessional at the city hall. Just saw your finest featured on YouTube. Saw Banana Anna accountability for all. They were at a 3.6. Right now, folks, they're at a 2.3. A 2.3. That's because they're unprofessional and, you know, they should be removed from capacity immediately. Let me tell you something about Securitas. When this incident first happened, you can go right over there and leave a review if you so choose. When this incident first happened, excuse me, we reported it to Securitas because, as you'll see in the agent's contract that every single employee, including these fucking weirdos, had to sign. They had to sign, you know, what their behavior was and the, you know, what's pertinent to their contract, etc., what have you. They did not report the incident. Folks, we did. We spoke to Joshua Martinez, who is the supervisor at the Securitas Security Services location in Stockton, California, that provides security services, contracted third party to the Stockton City Hall and the public library in Stockton. He told us that in 2 to 3 days, an investigation would be concluded. And if what we were saying and what you're seeing in this video is true, then swift action would be taken. Swift action. 3 weeks later, he refuses to talk to us. Also from the same branch, Garrett, the human resources guy in that office refuses to talk to us, as it's been escalated to the area human resource manager out of the Securitas Sacramento office. We called her several times. She has yet to get back to us. However, what they are doing is they're arguing with the City Hall's office to try and keep us from getting these video records. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by that. This is what we get back from the city of Stockton. Make sure that's on the big screen for you. There you go. Dated November 7th. This is how long we've been battling these guys, and this was just the return after 9 days of our records request. Good citizen, to whom it may concern, I'm writing in response to your request for public records dated October 28th. That's when we put these in. Pursuant to the Public Records Act, code 6250, requesting the employment contract for Securitas in a video taken by a Securitas guard. Now they say the city may have additional records responsive to your request. The city must gather records that are stored away from City Hall and appropriately examine the records to determine relevant privileges and exemption status under the California Public Records Act. So what they're saying is our records are away from the City Hall. They were taken by these Securitards. So our records are away from the City Hall. So now they must get them. However, because Securitas is doing their quote unquote investigation, they're not releasing the video to the Stockton City Hall. So what you have is, and Securitas will tell you, it's also available on their website and in their contract, an investigation under negligence or unprofessionalism from an employee takes 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days for them to figure out if what they did was wrong, for them to investigate the matter and allow you closure. In this issue, we're talking about over a month. And the only reason it's been escalated and it's still being compounded and drawn out is so they don't have to relinquish the video to the City Hall. This is what happens when the City Hall doesn't have eminent domain under the people that work for them, that work for you. They'll take $7.5 million from you for these morons to be walking around like, hey. But then they won't fork over the records that are protected under federal record law. And that's a crime. That's absolutely a crime, people. So again, if you should feel the inkling to leave a review, that is, of course, your prerogative. You know, you can do whatever you want. Again, this is Securitas in Stockton, California. They have 42 reviews. They have a 2.3. They could go lower. I'm sure they could. If people left a negative review for Securitas Security Services in Stockton, California, I could only assume that their Google rating would drop. What's even more dangerous is you have these employees attempting to cite case law. These morons called the cops twice, which is a problem. Because if you look at the Securitas contract, which I can show you because we spent a boatload of money getting it. I'll make sure it's on the big screen for you guys. There you go. This is the Securitas contract. Now, it clearly states that Securitas personnel may only call the police for assistance if a misdemeanor, felony, or city ordinance violation or infraction is in current commission. So it gives Securitas the ability to call the police if you're committing a crime. They called the police twice. The police responded twice because we were filming. Here's the problem Securitas runs into. If you can only call the police when a crime is being committed, and you call the police and tell them that you need them because we're filming, you've now just criminalized the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. But the objectives are pretty clear. The contractor must be able to provide a fixed post and patrol security services, including but not limited to bicycle, vehicle, and foot patrol at various City of Stockton facilities, in accordance with the estimated schedule. Of course, they asked for police to be contacted for any case of emergencies. Within city facilities, the contractor will encounter, confront, and will have to address issues which may include but not limited to loitering. Pay attention to this, folks. May not be limited to loitering, homelessness, property crime, related to theft or vandalism, crowd control, and public safety during large special events and meetings and disorderly conduct. So they make sure to scope out exactly what the police might be needed for. None of that is filming. Establish a visual presence that communicates to the public the facilities are safe and secured. Listen to this part. Greet, engage, and assist visitors in each facility, as well as patrol and maintain security. Escort unwanted visitors out as quickly as possible if they linger in the facility after inquiring whether they need assistance. Okay. Now, what they talk about here is Securitas is mostly needed because people are urinating on buildings. $7 million is an awful lot of money to do that. Let's continue watching Banana Anna's video because I want to show you the laws that they refer to keep you from filming. So not only do we have the world's most unprofessional security, we have this costing you millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. We have them citing laws and putting up signs because it appears that the signs that were posted in the offices that we went into were actually posted and printed by these morons. That creates a problem. Folks, again, please subscribe to Banana Anna. That's the video that we're featuring. Also, as you know, we've been doing a ton of records requests. We're also getting representation to move forward against the mayor of Johnston, Rhode Island, Joseph Policina. So please, if you'd like to help us out, any donation links are posted at the top of the chat if you simply like to click on them, or if you'd like to participate by posting a super chat or super sticker. Also, if you go to our about page and mods are posting it intermittently, you can buy AFA gear. 100% of the proceeds go to Shane Shoemate, Project Free Shane, who was wrongfully convicted, put in jail, and is now going through his post-conviction relief process. So let's go back to Banana Anna's video because the worst is usually in the opener, not in this one. There was just so many bad stuff, we couldn't fit it all in a small space. So let's give you this here.
The people here are not very friendly at all. I tried to tell her she was looking very nice today, and she had nothing to say to me. I don't understand. Hi, how's it going today? How you doing?
Do they work for Securitas as well?
Do they work under you? Who's their supervisor?
In the office. Oh, you guys have an office here? Oh, it's in another. It's offsite.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very much. This is finance. We need city clerk.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
What's their name?
All right. Does she have a badge like that she's covering up, or ma'am? Ma'am.
Hi, how can I help you? You pay your bill? Let me just look inside your purse if you can open it. Will you move?
Do you have a badge?
I'm working. Get out my face. I'm not going to tell you again. Get out my face.
Or what are you going to do about it? You're not going to tell me again? That's absolutely out of control. Are you wearing a badge? Excuse you. You're walking towards me. That's crazy. I'm trying to get her badge number because they're not providing their names. And she's saying I'm getting in her face. She's walking towards me.
If she wants to go hands-on, I'll defend you. Then she'd have to really rough.
I don't understand. That's crazy. Did you get her name? She told me earlier and I forgot. Thank you, Sean.
$75 million in a new city hall, so there wasn't much left to hire a qualified individual to work security.
Absolutely out of control.
Oh, hang on a second. Video taken.
No.
From them.
Oh, from them.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but we're just conducting business throughout the city hall. They got crazy on us, said they were calling the police, and that was pretty much it.
But yeah, we're gonna be. We don't have any issues. We're not here for any malicious harm or anything like that. We just have some paperwork.
They might be though.
Some people to speak to. I think they were uneducated as to our right to be able to do that. So
We were trying to educate them, but if you guys could go out there and do that, then that would be fantastic.
You'll talk to them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Corporal. Thanks, officer. So we need to go
Express payments.
Human resource, that's not here.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We're good.
We don't,
No,
actually.
Thank you. Mind your business.
No.
Face of defeat. When you take a $7 million weave and then you add in defeat, it looks like her. Do you see what she just said? She was like, excuse me, you gotta leave. No, because they're so confused. They're like, wait, we called the police. We have no idea what our contract states. We know that we're getting well over close to $40 an hour to be here and waste everyone's friggin' time. We called the police and they came. Why are these people still here? You gotta leave. Now the police are educating them. That's not acceptable. They call them back. But let's examine this guy for a little bit. And if you're not already, I would ask for everyone to subscribe to Banana Anna, whose video I'm featuring right now. I was obviously in the video as well. But if you haven't subscribed to her, you should check it out. She's been featured on Lackluster twice, most recently yesterday. Absolutely killing it. Let's continue to watch what this douche nozzle says.
I'm sorry.
And then you have to go to 44 North South King Street. There, on the yellow board right there.
That's not my problem.
Well, she's a.
Can we go up?
She's great.
That's right. Perfect. So we did.
Yeah.
I think we can.
What's in? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say.
Post it right there on the yellow board right there.
That's not my problem.
Is that a law?
I mean, you have
Is that a policy or is that law? Do you know?
It just can't be because there's a safe. There's a safe there. People use their credit cards.
We were just here. The police already explained to you guys that we have business to conduct.
Yep.
We're acting within the protection of the First Amendment. We're not
I
here for people's
understand.
card information. Secondly, they have.
We don't know who you are.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know who you are, but you're still.
You know who I am.
No, we don't know who you are. You didn't identify yourself.
I don't need to identify.
Yes, you do. But anyways,
No, I do not.
we're gonna go in.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are, because it is a policy, not a law.
No.
Tell me if it's a law. Tell me if it's a law.
You cannot.
State the law.
It's posted right there.
That's
You
a
cannot come
policy.
in and
That's a
record.
policy.
I've been
not
told.
law.
I've been
I can't
told.
even see what you're talking about. What are you
The
looking at?
yellow board. Do you know what the yellow? Are you colorblind?
What does it say?
Excuse you?
Watch your mouth.
You're no.
Watch
So
your
what do I
mouth.
have to watch my mouth?
Because you work for the
I
city.
don't have to watch my mouth.
You should.
I'd like to point out that this guy's what you call a telephone tough guy. He's tough in the mouth and absolutely nowhere else. I'm close to 6 feet tall. I'm 270 pounds, G'd up from the feet up and tatted everywhere that you can fucking see. And this guy wanted to be close, like he wanted to get fresh with me for just a minute. I was like, watch your mouth, buddy. And as soon as I spoke like that to him, you could see him looking up at me. Because here's the thing, the other security guard that was trying to go hands-on with Banana, listen, suffrage was real, people. Women fought because they should have fought, and deservedly so, and got the right to be held equal to men. I don't care if you're a male or a female. If you're acting in any sort of official capacity and you try and go hands-on with me or someone else, I'm defending myself. And your gender matters fucking not to me. It does not fucking matter. So you play around, lay around, and like I say, play around, lay around. Like you want to act stupid like this, then you lay around at home and you count your dollar signs and you say, well, it's okay to violate people's rights. The fuck it ever is. Now you see this fucking dinkus malinkus douche nozzle fuck explaining to me and to her that yellow sign that you see on the wall, dead center, in the middle of this video, and right underneath this these two video monitors, is saying that we can't film, and it cites case law as to why we can't film. Do you think that matters? And Dan says, gender don't matter. So you saying it's okay to hit a woman? That's not what I'm saying at all, like whatsoever. No, don't go out and hit women. What I'm saying is, if a male police officer or a female police officer puts their hands on me, When I have the right to defend myself, I'm not going to think to myself, well, I was going to defend myself, but it's a female. Or if it's a male security guard or a female security guard, I'm not going to think to myself, well, that's a female. I'm going to say I have a public employee working in their public capacity, trying to physically restrict my rights. Let's get that. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You should, definitely.
Payments.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get a little closer. I need to be able to read
You
that.
can't come in
I
recording.
need to be able to read that, sir, and I cannot read it from
Call the
here.
cops, man.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't see anything you're talking about. What does that say?
A new and easier way to view and pay your bill. Introducing new electronic.
So, folks, I just want to point out the law that prohibits us from filming in a public place. That yellow sign that he was just pointing to that would explain to us why we can't film in public. In front of you, the California Penal Code of View and Pay Your Bill /e-billing. It made the it made the last hearing of Congress this year, so it's a great job.
Billing and payment services from the city of Stockton. Please see one of our customer service representatives to find out more. So you're just pointing at a poster saying that that's a law. Excuse me, sir. Well, you didn't say if it was policy or law.
Listen, you're making yourself look bad.
That's out of
You're
control.
recording.
And I was told that they can't report without being in here because people use.
Now what is he doing, guys? You see this now what he's doing is he's trying to get someone to co-sign for him. You know what that means, to have someone co-sign for you? It's like if I was to say, hey, listen, someone said you can't be in here. If I was to say, you can't be in here filming, you got to leave. And then you challenged me and said, yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay right here filming. And then you get caught in the crosshairs. You look like an idiot. You need someone to co-sign your idiocy. So you go and do what this guy did. He goes and finds someone else. He's like, hey, listen, I was being told that they couldn't do this and they couldn't do that. Could you clarify for them? But a second ago, you were just saying you weren't allowing us to. Now that you got checked, got put in checked, and got made to look like the biatch that you are, now you need someone to co-sign that loan for you. What you did is you wrote a check with your mouth that your ass couldn't cash.
Policy, not law.
Who told you that?
Policy, not law.
So.
Where is it posted? Where?
We just looked. The sign he was
All right,
talking
let
about.
me see.
We're
We're not getting you. We're getting him because he's out of control.
All right, folks, let's take a look at this sign. Recording devices are prohibited in this area, citing California Penal Code Section 632, which includes phone, video, photo, or audio. Wow. We have Securitas doing some real hard work here, putting up signs. I could only imagine that Section 632 says that we're prohibited from recording in that area. So let's look at California Penal Code, Section 632. I'm just blown away most of the time. California Penal Code, Section 632. According to California Penal Code 632, anyone who willfully records or spies into a confidential communication through a telephone or recording device without approval to do so can be found guilty of criminally recording confidential communication. Let's look at the breakdown of this. In order to prosecute for criminally recording confidential communication, the state of California has the burden to prove you guilty of listening into or recording a confidential conversation or communication through telephone or telegraph, doing so without consent. Exemptions include communications that are recorded by police officers or others in executive positions, or persons who have impaired hearing or use hearing aids, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at the example. This is an example. Now, this example should say, if you come into the City Hall office filming, then we're going to arrest you because This is a great example. Randy and Samantha, a married couple, have been having a relationships problem for some time now. Samantha kicks Randy out of the house, but before Randy goes, he installs a device on the home phone that will record conversations. Later, Randy and Samantha get into a fight while she is on the phone, and Randy threatens to use Samantha's recorded conversation against her in a court of law. Samantha finds the recording device placed in the phone and calls the police. Ladies and gentlemen, this is idiocy at its finest. You ever heard of two-party, one-party? With this law, it's a branch off of one-party, two-party consent. It has nothing to do and does not even touch upon your right to film in a public place. What this law refers to is recording private communications via phone or telegraph. For example, if you're in a two-party state that requires both parties of the telegraph or telephone to consent to the conversation, and you record it anyways. If you're in a two-party state, you must notify the other party that you are recording or intend to record the phone call, giving them the lawful ability to cease the communication. This can also delve in, if we look to the roots into the soil of this matter, gaining or garnering the communication of financial information. Not me filming what's behind the desk, which we clearly weren't, but me trying to obtain or get a copy of a transfer of funds. This is the law that they're putting up. You can't film here because of a law that makes no sense. Not for nothing, folks, but that's like putting up a sign in the center of town, in the park, right by the gazebo, because every nice town or city's got one of those to make you feel all cozy about the $8 million that you just spent on these fools. And the sign says, you're not allowed to film here. See code douche.nozzle 3.69. Go fuck yourself. And then you look up that code and it says, don't kick puppies. You're telling me I can't film in a public place, and the law you're using to enforce that is a law that tells me I can't kick puppies. How about this? I'm not going to eat yellow snow. I'll mind my business. You mind yours. So they're not looking so hot. Now, I'm not going to show the rest of the video. I can't, because I want everyone to go to Bananarana to see the rest of the video. It's absolutely phenomenal. She did a killer job on this. She's a rising star, and everyone should give her credit where it's due. But 42 Google reviews, 49, we're at a 2.1. Let's see what you, the public, have to say about that. And keep in mind, folks, as I've already shown the receipts, because all I do is show receipts. I don't say stuff without backing it up. I'm not these loser security guards, these lames, right? We've showed you on screen that they had a $6 million contract that started this fiscal year. And then we showed you that after we went in and filmed, they were granted just under an additional $1.5 million. That's $7.5 million on top of the $75 million they're spending on a new city hall. And there's an important part of this video that I want to fast forward right to the end, because this part is what really drives me crazy. I want to fast forward right to the end. The police come again. I want to fast forward right to the end and show you this part, because this part will really make your blood boil. If you watch these videos or you don't, just think of what, like, when this building was built, the people that gave their lives for your ultimate ability to enjoy a life that consists of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When you walk, people want to audit cops. I do the same thing. However, the real problem lies in government. And you walk into a government building and they're paying people $7 million to tell you to go screw. That's unacceptable. But let's look what's written into the ground of this city hall.
You know where the stairs are.
Yeah, right.
That's
fine.
All
Right.
328.
That's my
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
Stay safe, stay free. Freedom is very beautiful. Yes, Securitas is a must for sure.
Right at the front door before you meet her, truth, liberty, and toleration.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's right, folks. When you walk into the Stockton City Hall, the first thing that you see on the ground is a plaque, a memorial plaque that is dedicated to truth, liberty, and toleration, sounding principles that our country was founded on. Let me tell you something, folks. I don't normally go into this monologue, this touchy-feely monologue where I try and get at your feelers. But I think it's important to remember that Veterans Day was not too long ago. In fact, I got a DoorDash earlier, and the person that delivered my items was a veteran. Not too long ago, my stepkids had to go on a plane, and I went to escort them to their plane, and we were in line. And I saw a veteran. He was from the Vietnam War, and his hat said Vietnam War veteran. And I looked at him, I extended my hand, and I said, "Thank you for your service." And the two girls looked at me and they said, "Do you know that guy?" And I said, "No, I don't know him, but we all should. He's a veteran. He took time from his family to make sure that our rights, our safety, our security, our guiding principles of this country are secure at the loss of time spent with his own family." And you should always thank a veteran. And this cute little kid looks up at this guy, and she looks at me, and you can see the gears working in her head. And she looks at this guy and she said, "Thank you for your service." And the whole crowd, like everyone that was in line, absolutely melted because, and I said to this guy, "Don't worry, you must get this all the time." He said, "No, I can't remember the last time anyone has said that to me." That is a shame. It's an absolute shame because so many people from the founding fathers until right now gave their lives for truth, liberty, and toleration. The first thing they did when we walked into the city hall is they lied to us about our rights to film and signs on the wall that cited bullshit. Truth out the window. Liberty. We were exercising our rights as free Americans to engage in a constitutionally protected activity that hundreds and thousands of brave men and women have fought and died to uphold. And they told us we couldn't do that. In fact, they called armed police officers twice to have us removed. No liberty at the Stockton City Hall. Toleration. They would not for a moment tolerate our pursuit of happiness as guaranteed as free Americans, to be able to walk and conduct our business and exhibit our rights. They might as well have a picture on the ground of every veteran that served and have you spit on it when you walk in the door, because that's essentially what they're doing. Okay? It's an absolute travesty. And this is, again, the folks that have no answers for anyone. The folks that are delaying and belaying our records request. The city is now trying to get the stuff that we're requesting from Stockton, but from Securitas Stockton. But Securitas Stockton does not have to release the footage if there's an ongoing internal investigation. Now, if this security was from the city or it was police, we could request it. However, Securitas in Stockton is delaying that by saying we can't give it to you because it's outside of the city hall and we're conducting an investigation. So we can't give that to you. It is not pertinent or germane until we decide it is pertinent or germane. You know what? It was pertinent and germane for the public to know they spent $75 million on building a new city hall. They had $6.5 million for these idiots to walk around telling you that your rights that were defended by brave men and women that died for this country to defend said rights, that those rights don't matter. And then after brave Americans fought and died for those rights, other Americans dared to come into their city hall, that is their environment, as these Securitards so say, and tell you that you don't have rights in their building. They got paid $7 million. And then after we left, they said, you know what? Americans want to come into an American building. We're going to need a $1.5 million pay increase to do that. Like I said, that's the Stockton City Hall with Securitas. And now Joshua Martinez is a supervisor at Securitas in Stockton. And Garrett is the human resources manager. I've been told it's now been elevated to the Securitas office out of Sacramento. People have been leaving reviews. And I want to read some of these reviews. You can feel free to look at them yourself. I want, the people's voice ultimately is what matters. So I want to read what some of the people are having to say. And if you have not subscribed to Bananarana, I would really ask that you do so immediately, and subscribe to all the small channels. It's folks like us. Everyone knows AFA. Everyone knows Lackluster or Freeman. I've been very lucky. I've had 5 videos featured on Lackluster. I've been on SJVT. I've been on James Freeman most recently. It's not us. It's the small guys that are putting themselves in harm's way to expose this type of tyranny that need the views. Daya gives a 1-star review. Fred Powell says, I saw a rather disheartening video on the internet. I've seen bully law enforcement officers acting more respectful. You take federal money or state money, which means you're held to higher standards. You have to comply with federal law, one being Freedom of Information Act. You act like you're above federal law. If your guards are uneducated on the First Amendment, or they just don't like people for some reason, it really needs to change. This makes probably the 3rd or 4th video I've seen on Securitas guards doing things that, according to your policy, are out of line. Law enforcement can no longer get away with bullying the citizens. So why do you think it's okay for Securitas? Please do better. Wally gives a 1-star review. Dan B. Jr. says, I had to leave a 1-star review because there are no negative star choices. I think you want an accurate review, you should at least give the option of 0 in addition to 5 negative stars. This would help the actual rating from the public. As it stands now, the lowest rating you could get is a 1-star rating. Thanks, YouTube channels, Accountability for All, and Banana Anna. Ray Hag gives a 1-star and says, Is it in your company policy to criminalize constitutionally protected activities? The Securitas staff at City Hall were disrespectful, rude, and unprofessional. I honestly don't know why a service industry business would deliberately be a disservice to the community. When Securitas receives tax dollars, the employees paid with those tax dollars are servants too. And answer to the public. Epic fail. Bruce says, violate constitutional rights and freedoms. They started at 3.6 yesterday. It appears that right now they are at a 2.1 with 52 reviews. Folks, just so you know, under the same constitutional rights and First Amendment that afford you the right to exhibit free press, are the same rights that allow you to redress your grievances. Now, this is the problem when you have private security acting within a government capacity that really has an unlimited budget, okay? Because if I want to go and film this City Hall, I'm doing it on my dime, and I'm not asking you folks for a cent. And I'm walking into this City Hall, I'm paying out of my pockets for the records requests that you've seen. We're doing all this work, even up to a month later, to make sure you guys know what you're paying for, with no budget assistance when we walk in the doors. When they walk in the doors and they see cameras, they get $1.5 million. What could $1.5 million do in your neck of the woods? If you drive to the very worst and poor neighborhood that you can find, like in Boston, we have Mass Ave, and you see hundreds and hundreds of people confined to a 1-block radius, sleeping on the streets with nothing to eat. And those very same people are sleeping outside of this City Hall. Droves of homeless that are cold, that are hungry, that are starving. That hundreds of years ago, they were promised that this is the land of opportunity, and those who came to America would yearn to breathe free. I can only imagine how those same people feel when they're sleeping outside of a building that's going to be knocked down so they can put up another $75 million building. And the idiots that tell Americans that they have no rights are getting $1.5 million pay increases on top of the $6.5 million they're receiving already, just to tell people that everyone else's rights don't matter. This is a problem. And this is why they say that the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants, because life is inevitably going to be a yin and a yang. The problem is yin and a yang is a representation of the balance between good and evil. It's unfortunate that we find ourselves in a place where we, the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, represent the good, or the government represents the evil. Think of the preamble to the Constitution for the United States. We, the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings for ourselves and our posterity, do ordain to establish a more perfect union. Every day, our freedoms grow. And with it, so does the resistance to those freedoms, i.e., police, security, town halls. We have the ability to make a difference. And we only have the ability to make a difference because there are folks out there like you, certainly not me, that are doing an excellent job. Folks like Banana Anna, okay? 3.74 thousand subscribers, far less of what she deserves. And you can see that she's doing this work every day. And those public officials that say, you're not going to get my personal security footage, Banana Anna doesn't take that. She goes and she gets their security footage. Okay? Literally, as a DoorDasher, stopping to see a man being pulled out of his vehicle, having his Fourth Amendment rights violated because he simply decides that he wants to legally engage in his Second Amendment right. Folks shouldn't forget that the Second Amendment is only enacted to protect your First Amendment. Going through DUI checkpoints to make sure that none of your rights are given up. This is the stuff that she's doing. And I would ask that everyone goes and subscribes to Banana Anna. She's doing a great job. Also, guys, like I said, we are moving forward with litigation. Lawyer's been contacted. If you guys could help, if you look at the link pinned to the top of the chat, it has both of our PayPal and our Cash App. If you would like to help drop just a few pennies, anything helps to make sure that we can move forward again, because once the government tells us we're not going to give you your records, it doesn't end there. Like some people go, they get a viral video, they post it, they move on, they never return. As you watch our live videos, you see the follow-up and the follow-through is more so with us than the First Amendment audits in the first place. And it's just, and I want to show you something. No one else is going to see this. I wasn't going to show this. This is the stuff that we're doing. Also, every place we go to, if we have any sort of negative reaction, we do records requests. It costs money, whether it be body cam footage, audio. This all costs money. In fact, I just paid $10 at a court the other day to get some audio from a court date. So if you guys could please help, whether it be super chat, super stickers, PayPal, Cash App, we always appreciate it. I do want to show you something that is a video that hasn't come out yet. It will be coming out, and I'm going to show you a sneak peek. And I only want to show you a sneak peek because this is government at what they believe is its finest, but is its absolute worst. So I'm going to show a brief preview, just the intro of this video, because I'd like everyone to see what we're dealing with. And again, records requests were posted on this video as well. So we're going to close by giving you guys a brief show of this. We're going to go over the super chats and thank everyone that's been supportive and thank our members as well. And thank you for checking out Banana Anna. She's been great. Let's take a look at this one that hasn't dropped yet. Coventry, Rhode Island. And this, guys, is a revisit.
It's simple and succinct for you, all right? Cheryl.
Could you lower this? You don't have my permission to record.
I don't care. If you give me permission or you don't, you can take your permission, put it in an envelope, and mail it to Santa Claus. You just told me that I couldn't film you. You don't feel comfortable with it, right?
Under the state of Rhode Island, you need permission to
record
a conversation.
No, you don't. No. So for just so you know, the wiretap law was repealed, firstly. Secondly, the wiretap law only was pertinent to conversations on a phone.
I'm not here to talk
or if
about
you
that. Would you like to talk about your problem?
Cite
What's
law.
your problem?
My problem is you not
I'm
knowing
not
your
a
job.
lawyer. I'm not.
Then don't cite law. Why? How you doing?
Good.
I'm just taking
You're
a
the
peek
people that were
around.
here a couple of years ago that was just taking videotapes of us because you just wanted to do it.
I've never been here before in my
Oh,
life.
Me neither. It must have been something that just same idea.
It was probably another American that had rights and wanted to exercise them without being hassled. Isn't that crazy?
I just don't understand why you want to hassle us then.
I don't. I came in here and you gave me a hard time. You know, you mind your business, I'll mind mine. How about that? Because I feel like it.
Are you allowed to?
Am I not allowed to?
Is it a crime?
Portrait, just like that. Okay, did you take it? Do
Not yet.
you want us to smile?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Don't delete it. I'm going to get that picture. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. That's fine. I'm going to get you did it. I'm going to get it now. Where's the town clerk's office? Right here. Perfect. See, we didn't have to go far. Hello, country. Say I came from out of country and I'm not a citizen of the United States of America. Am I protected by the same rights in this building as an American citizen?
International law and
any person, whether you're
under different rules.
No, any
than
person,
citizens.
whether they're under.
How do you know?
Hold on, any person. Hold on, any
It's none of my
person.
business. We're
Any
not talking about
person
that.
under a visa, even if they don't have a visa and they're just visiting, they're covered by the same constitutional and applicable law as someone that lives here.
I'm not going to argue this with you.
That doesn't. I wouldn't argue with someone that knows what they're talking about if I didn't either.
Well, why are you here?
What's going on, guys? We're at the Covenant. Folks, they are your rights. Use them or lose them. I'd like to go over some super chats. You can throw in yours now if you like. Excuse me. YouTube Turns gives a $5 super sticker. We appreciate that. YouTube Turns. Jeremy Yan gives a $5 super sticker for $4.99. Appreciate that. Andre Cordo, longtime watcher, longtime subscriber, great person. And that's why I say that, an American isn't just where you're from. And being an American can be a way of life. Where he's from, it's a way of life because we all agree as a human body in this world that we have rights and we will not be oppressed. And Andre, for $5 Canadian, says, your French-Canadian friend from Montreal, Quebec, Canada is here, and we appreciate you doing so, Andre. Orion's Child with a beautiful German Shepherd who has just the cutest ears. Super sticker for $4.99. Wolvie Transparency says, one love, y'all, for $2 American. And again, for $2 American, smash that like button. Yeah. Banana Rana for $1.99 says, sent what you needed on Messenger. I already got what I needed, but I just wanted you to send me more money. Snake Finger sends a $2.99 super chat. We appreciate that, Snake Finger. Also, Eyes All Around sends a $4.99 super sticker. So everyone, I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for the support. And just so you know, these city officials, they swear an oath, and they swear an oath of office. And whether their oath is to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign or domestic, or they swear an oath under their oath of office to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America in their public capacity at all times, wavering not. That is normally the verbiage that is in the oath of office that these town officials swear to. You know, I always say to people, the day that I walk into any government place is the day, and I get no reaction. Andre, thanks again. Andre says $4 or $5 as a Canadian. I have the same rights as Americans except voting. Banana Rana says, what's your money is my money. You owe me $4. Shit. Damn, I always wind up in the negative. We have certain rights. And, just because you want to exercise those rights doesn't make you a bad person. Some people can scream and yell to effectuate their point. Some people can be calm and be, progressive in their exhibiting their rights. It's fine. It doesn't matter how you do it. Thank you, Melissa. Everyone has their own way to stand up for themselves. It doesn't matter how you do it. It matters that you do it. And every single one of you in here right now, writing in chat, whether you're for me or against me, that is the First Amendment. And ultimately, that's what brings everyone together, whether you're pro-cop or you're anti-auditor or activist, whatever you are. When you're in my chat, I better not find you getting deleted or having your comments removed, even if you say that I suck, because my members and my mods have seen me on a full tear after I find out that someone says that I'm a piece of shit and they get deleted. You do just as much on your end, writing in that chat, as I do on my end, getting out there on the streets, like Banana Rana being boots on the ground. So I do appreciate you. Please make sure you subscribe to Banana Anna. Banana Anna is Mrs. AFA, so apparently I owe her a whole bunch of money now. And I can tell you that there's people in the chat that can tell you that they used to not be fans of mine, but the fact that, you know, for years they wouldn't get deleted and they'd say all this crazy stuff, they're now friends, because that's what we have to understand, that the First Amendment is. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, which side you support. You have the right to open your mouth. And the moment words fall out of it, you're protected. And I don't care if those words are God bless the First Amendment or screw you, AFA, you suck. You're using your freedom of speech. We all need to do a much better job in that. So subscribe to Banana Anna. I thank all the members that are in the chats. If you're not a member, you should be now. We did a giveaway today, asking members on a random phone call what they thought the contract was at Securitas. And the first place winner got a $100 gift card. Second place gets $25. We are very involved with how much work that we do and the amount of conversation that we have with our members. Also, guys, just so you know, let me go over here. If you haven't already, let me tell you a quick story about Shane Shoemate. Shane Shoemate is a young man that was targeted by the police. The police lied about him. We started getting involved in his story, and he's now seeking post-conviction relief after a cop lied about him, and he was sentenced to 26 years in prison for the attempted murder of a police officer. Now, his mom, Erica, does all of my merchandise, and we don't get any money. None. You can ask her. We don't take 1 red cent. Everything that Erica brings in, she gets to keep for herself, and she puts it towards the cause. So let's go over here to the About page. I'm going to show you what some of the stuff looks like, because I'll tell you one thing. Erica is absolutely super talented, and I love her stuff regardless. So let me show you, because, you know, and it's just cool shirts to have. And even if you don't support me, if you want to support someone that was wrongfully convicted and is now about to get their freedom, then this is a great cause. This is the AFA merch shop for the people, by the people. You know that. And you can look at some of the cool stuff that we have here. We have the AFA We the People shirt, and on the back it said Education, Protection, Accountability for All. We have the Team Shane shirt. We have the Accountability for All We the People shirt with the Statue of Liberty holding an AR-15. It comes in white or black. My favorite shirt, guys, Film the Police. That's my favorite shirt. I wear it all the time. It says AFA and it says press on it. Film the Police shirt is great. Also, we have some cool shirts like We the People, the Constitution Matter. We have AFA, what's up, Playboy? And we have Your First Mistake Was Thinking I Was One of the Sheep. Comes in white or black. And then we have When Tyranny Becomes Law, Rebellion Becomes Duty. This stuff is great. It's not like the Teespring trash that people have. This is made by Americans, for Americans, and 100% of the proceeds go to the legal assistance to get Team Shane Shoemate, out of jail. So please go ahead, place your orders if you'd like to. I'd rather she gets the money before I get a dime of it. And don't forget, they're your rights. Use them or lose them. And that's the reason I stopped you today. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.